Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Miss. This topic is all about the history of the computer. In this discussion, we have four topics. The first, the definition of computer. Second is the earliest computer, the computer history, and the fourth is computer generation. So what is computer? It is a programmable machine. Computer is an electronic device that manipulates information or data. It has the ability to store, retrieve, and process data. This machine is manipulating data according to the list of instruction, which is the program. Computer is any device which aid human in performing various kind of computation and calculation. So we have three principal characteristics of computer. First, it responds to a specific set of instruction in well-defined manner. Second, it can execute a pre-recorded list of instruction. Lastly, it can quickly store and retrieve large amount of data. The earliest computer. Originally, calculation were computed by humans whose job title was computer. These human computers were typically engaged in calculation of the mathematical expression. The calculation of this period were specialized and expensive, requiring years of training in mathematics. The first use of word computer was recorded in 1630, referring to a person who carried out calculation or computation, and the word continued to be used in that sense until the middle of 20th century. This is the tally sticks, an ancient memory aid device to record and document numbers, quantities, and even messages. We have the abacus, the mathematical device used to aid an individual in performing mathematical calculation, was invented in Babylonia in 2400 BC. Abacus, in the form we are most familiar with, was first used in China in around 500 BC. It is used to perform basic arithmetic operation. Napier's bones was invented by Jean Napier in 1614. This allowed the operator to multiply, divide, and calculate square and cube roots by moving the rod around and placing them in specially constructed boards. The slide rule, invented by William Oughtred in 1622. It is based on Napier ideas about logarithms, used primarily for multiplication, division, roots, logarithms, trigonometry, but not normally used for addition or subtraction. The Pascaline, invented by Blaise Pascal in 1642. It was its limitation to addition and subtraction because it's too expensive. We have the step reckoner, invented by Gottfried in 1672. This machine that can add, subtract, multiply, and divide automatically. We have the Jacquard loom, invented by Joseph Marie Jacquard in 1881. It is an automatic loom controlled by punch cards. We have also the arithmometer, the mechanical calculator invented by Thomas D. Calmar in 1820. This machine could perform the four basic mathematic foundation. The first, mass-produced calculating machine. The difference engine and analytical engine is an automatic mathematical calculator designed to tabulate polynomial function, invented by Charles Babbage in 1822 and 1834, and it is the first mechanical computer. The first computer programmer. In 1840, Augusta Ada Byron suggests to Babbage that he used the binary system, and she wrote programs for the analytical engine. The Switzian calculation engine is invented by Pierre George Switz in 1843. Based on Charles Babbage difference engine, this is the first printing calculator. The tabulating machine invented by Hernan in 1890 to assist the summarizing information and accounting. The Harvard Mark I, also known as IBM Automatic Sequence Control Calculator, invented by Howard in 1943, the first electronic mechanical computer. The Z1 or Z-First, the first programmable computer created by Conrad from 1936 to 1938. The program of Z1 required that the user insert the punch tape into a punch tape reader, and all the output was able generated through the punch tape. The Anatasoft Berry computer or ABC. It was the first electronic digital computing device invented by Professor John and the graduate student Clifford Berry at Iowa State University between 1939 and 1942. The Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer. It was the first electronic general-purpose computer completed in 1946, developed by John Presper and John Mauchly. The UNIVAC First, or the Universal Automatic Computer First, was the first commercial computer designed by John Presper and John Mauchly. The EDVAC stand for Electronic Discrete Variable Automatic Computer, the first stored program computer designed by Vaughan in 1952. It has a memory to hold both stored program as well as data. The Osborne 1, the first portable computer released in 1981 by the Osborne Computer Corporation. We have the first computer company. The first computer company was the Electronic Controls Company, founded in 1949 by John Prosper and John Mauchly. For today's, there are 5 generations in computer. The first generation was in 1946 to 1958, and the second generation is from 1959 to 1964. The third is from 1965 to 1970, and the fourth was in 1971 and today. The fifth generation is today and to the future. The first generation computers relied on machine language, the lowest level programming language understood by computers to perform operation, and they could only solve one problem at a time. Input was based on punch card and paper tape, and output was displayed on printouts. The example of this is ENIAC, IDSAC, UNIVAC First, UNIVAC Second, UNIVAC 1101. The second generation. Transistor replaced vacuum tube and used in the second generation of computers. One transistor replaced the equivalent of 40 vacuum tube, allowing computers to become smaller, faster, cheaper, more energy efficient, and more reliable. Still generated a great deal heat that can still damage the computer. The second generation computer moved from cryptic binary machine language to symbolic or assembly languages, which allowed programmers to specify instruction in words. It is also relied on the punch card for input and outprints for output. There were also the first computer that stored their instruction in their memory, which moved from the magnetic drum to magnetic core technology. The example of this is a UNIVAC 3rd RCA 501, Pelco Transact S2000, NCR 300 series, IBM 7030 Stritch, IBM 7070, 7080, 7090 series. The third generation was the development of integrated circuit was the hallmark of the third generation of computer. Transistors were miniaturized and placed on the silicon chip called semiconductors, which drastically increased the speed and the efficiency of the computers. It could carry out instruction in billions of seconds, much smaller and cheaper compared to the second generation computers. User interacted with a third generation computer through the keyboards and monitors and interfaced with an operating system which allowed the device to run many different applications at one time with a central program that monitored the memory. Computer for the first time became accessible to the mass audience because they were smaller and cheaper than their predecessors. Example of this is the Boros 6700, Control Data 3300, 6600, 7600, the Honeywell 200, IBM System 360, System 3, System and 7. The fourth generation. The microprocessor brought the fourth generation of computer as 1,000 of integrated circuits were built into a single silicon chip. As the small computer became more powerful, they could be linked together to form networks, which eventually lead to the development of the internet. The fourth generation computer also saw the development of the GUI, the mouse, and the handheld device. The fifth generation, based on the artificial intelligence or the AI, is still in development. The use of parallel processing and the superconductor is helping to make artificial intelligence a reality. The goal is to develop devices that respond to the natural language input and are capable of learning and self-organization. These are some applications such as voice recognition that are being used today. And this is the end of the discussion about the history of the computer. Thank you.